He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No. Not like Hassan Piker. No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person.
Okay, so I'm going to address what they actually said there because it's interesting, but also bear in mind, that's not at all why they said it. There's an actual message here, which I think is far spicier. We'll get to that in just a sec. What he wants you to believe he's doing right there is attacking Hassan Piker for a thing that happened a couple of weeks ago on Hassan's stream. I've watched the videos. I can't really weigh in on that. I know that Hassan has posted videos responding and implying that people saying that it was a shot collar are wrong. I have no idea. I can't weigh in on that. And I don't think Vance particularly cares about that. And by the way, let's say that is actually what he's weighing in on. He wants to talk about a Twitch streamer and what he might or might not have done with his dog. Why? What the hell does the vice president of the United States care about a thing that a guy on Twitch did? Is that not really, really strange? Now, don't worry, that is not actually what's going on. JD Vance is weird, but not for that reason. The couch thing is a much better explanation. No, that really isn't about Hassan Piker at all. That's about Kristi Noem, I think. Think about that. JD Vance is maneuvering constantly between now and 2028. He's trying to ward off all these potential challengers in the Republican primary in 2028. But he's also a big old wussy boy. And so he doesn't want to come out and actually criticize them. He doesn't want to say, you shouldn't trust Kristi Noem because she shot a dog in the head. That would take some balls. And he doesn't have those. He lost them in couch cushions years ago. So he needs to attack these people without seeming to attack them. Because if he seems to attack them, that's two potential dangers to that. One, they could hit him back, and he's a very scared little boy. Again, he doesn't want Kristi Noem to start running ads against him or attacking him or commenting on him or whatever. He doesn't want that at all. But also, what if he makes a wrong move and Trump sides with them? Now, in the case of Kristi Noem, I don't think that's super likely to happen, but it could happen. That's a risky move. And again, he is a cowardly little baby boy. He doesn't want to do that. So he's attacking Hassan Piker while hitting Kristi Noem. But I think a lot of people watching that get that whatever you think Hassan Piker did or didn't do, Kristi Noem shot a dog in the head, cold-blooded. And by the way, I don't even think he's wrong in implying that also indicates that Kristi Noem probably doesn't care that much about humans. I think he's right on that. I would just give him a lot more credit if he would actually attack her to her face or name her rather than pretending to attack a Twitch streamer so that he can do a little bit of damage to someone who might challenge him in 2028. And by the way, I wouldn't even necessarily assume that's what he's doing, except that I think he's done it before. Just a couple of days ago, he had some interview he was doing where the topic of Kamala Harris came up. And he made some reference to her waking up at 1 p.m. and then hitting the bottle. Which, what the hell are you talking about? Now, I know that back during the 2024 election, Republicans took video of Kamala Harris and slowed it down so it would sound like she's slurring her words. It was super dishonest or whatever. But he knows that. So what are you talking about with her hitting the bottle? Now let's say, yeah, sure, he knows that, but he's also gonna pretend to believe that those videos were true. He's gonna pretend to believe that she's drunk. Sure, I don't put that past him, but why would he care about Harris that much? What's the utility? What's the value of attacking Harris right now? I don't think there's really any value. She's probably not gonna run if she does years from now or whatever. And he's still gotta get through a primary before he has to deal with her. I don't think that's an attack on Harris. I think it's an attack on Pete Hegseth. I think Kristi Noem is a dog murderer to him, and he wants to have them be that in the view of the Republican primary electorate. And Pete Hegseth is a wino, he's a drunk. And again, I'm not even saying that he's wrong in this. I'm just saying, dude, grow a single testicle and attack them specifically. Call her out to her face for being a dog abuser. Call him out for being a drunk. By the way, he's got other great things you can hit him on. I think that JD Vance is way too cowardly to attack Hegseth for the allegations of sexual assault because he knows, well, Donald Trump's been accused of that way more times than Pete Hegseth. So again, he's undercutting himself with his sheer unbridled cowardice. And I would also just quickly say, and I'll end on this, like his whole thing about like, if somebody could hurt a dog, what would they do to a human? It just shows that you're a bad person, that you don't care about the suffering of dogs. And I love dogs. I have a dog 4 feet to the side of me. He's on the ground right now. And I love him. But also, JD Vance, you don't give a goddamn about thousands of Palestinian kids being gunned down, set on fire, buried under rubble, blown apart. You don't care about that at all. And you want us to think like, oh, he cares about Hassan Piker's dog, so he's obviously a good guy. Oh, he's deeply held Christian values because he cares about the dog, about Kristi Noem's dog that was dragged out to the coal pit or whatever and shot in the head. No, dude, you don't care at all, okay? Or if he's being consistent and he does care about that dog, the fact that you care about that dog more than you care about Palestinian kids, that says a lot more about you than it does about either Kristi Noem or Hassan Piker. Let's be clear about that.